Hey guys, Jared back. So, I recently did the Galaxy Note 3 full in-depth settings video. I figured, hey man, we've got the LG G2 in my hand. Let's go ahead and do that for the LG G2 as well, because it's obviously going to be considerably different than the Galaxy Note 3. That's one of the cool features I love about this. And the cool unlock animation. I love that. Anyways, so let's go ahead, jump in here. As I mentioned before, you know, a lot of people do some really fantastic reviews on the devices, but none of them go in depth on the settings. And again, the settings is really where a lot of the customization takes place. So although a lot of these fantastic reviews out there show us a lot of stuff about these devices and their capabilities and limitations, I really want to see all of the settings, because that can help me make up my mind of whether or not there's a feature that somebody didn't mention that is really a deal breaker or a deal maker for me. That said, the LG system is actually considerably similar to what Samsung has done recently, which is really categorize the settings menu, network, sound, display, and general. So starting out with networks here, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be pretty mundane. We're not going to cover everything because you guys are more than aware of what a lot of this stuff is, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and so on. More specifically though, here in networks on the LG G2, we can go into share and connect, and you've got all these different options in here. Of course, NFC, Android Beam, Smart Share Beam. Then of course we have Miracast and wireless storage, so you can share files to and from via Wi-Fi, which is great, I think. Tethering and networks, you guys can use your imagination for what that is. Sound, of course, we've got sound profiles, volumes, vibration strength, and quiet mode, which is all pretty standard stuff across a lot of Android devices. Of course, ringtone, smart ringtone, increased phone ringtone, volume automatically in noisy environments, which I think is really useful. That said, if it's in your pocket and it's muffling a lot of the noise coming from outside, it might actually end up quieting the ringtone, and in which case it might make it more difficult to hear. But if you've got it out on the table and it's a coffee shop and you're expecting an important call, great option there. Gentle vibration, gradually increasing vibration up to current strength set. Ringtone with vibration, yada yada yada, notification sound, and touch feedback and system. Pretty basic there. Jumping into display here, we've got home screen, so home and lock, different themes and things that you can do. Theme basic, so you've got two different themes, basic or marshmallow. Let's click on marshmallow. That's interesting. So let's see. Oh look, it even changes the fonts and everything. I mean, the first thing I would probably do is change that background. This, I think, would be, and please don't think I'm sexist by saying this, but I think this is more towards women based on all the colors and things like that. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump back into the settings menu here, pick up the font so it's easier for me. And we're going to go ahead and change that back to basic. Alrighty, moving on from there, screen swipe effects. We've got some different cool screen swipe effects. Basic, breeze, accordion, panorama, carousel, layer, and domino, which is actually pretty cool. Allow home screen looping. Loop back to the first home screen as you're swiping through it, of course. Portrait view only. Home screen is always displayed in portrait mode. Home, backup and restore, and some tips. So let's back out of there, and we can jump into the lock screen, and we can choose a different screen lock effect. So we've got ripple. So if I was to double tap that, and we can ripple. Some pretty cool animations here from LG actually. We've got dewdrop. Oops, shoot. Come on, turn on, man. There we go. Okay, and we've got white hole. And each one of them actually come with their own noise as well. Particle. Alright, and last but not least, crystal. And that's my favorite. Weather animation, show weather animation for current location or primary set, city set in weather based on auto data updates. Some different wallpapers. Of course, we've got some shortcuts that we can set on the lock screen if we want to. Lock screen timeout and power button instantly locks the device. Front touch buttons. So we can change around the organization of these buttons down here at the bottom. So if I wanted to, I can go ahead and select that one, change it around, that, and so on and so forth. We've got some different themings as well, so if I wanted to, I can go ahead and change that to straight up black, which I think is great looking, actually. But I'm going to change it back to that one. Anything else? Transparent background? Oh, that's kind of cool. So what if we went to theme, and we went to white? Is that a transparent background? Doesn't look like it. I don't know what the heck. I know I'm missing something here, probably. There, let's try that now. Oh, there we go. Aha, yeah, that looks really sharp. Okay, cool. We're going to leave it like that. Alrighty, so, of course, we've got brightness, screen timeout, screen off effect. I like that they give us these options, so we've got fade out, preview. That's what it looks like. Black hole. There we go, and retro TV. So, I actually prefer the fade out. Moving on from there, of course, we've got Daydream, font type. Let's see what kind of fonts they have to offer. Smart Gothic, Travel, Fox, Rain, Coffee, Pure White, Serif, and Roboto. So we're going to go ahead and change it to Roboto because I'm a fan of that font. And some different sizes, of course. Smart screens. These are two settings and functions that a lot of people will argue that they took it from Samsung, and unfortunately, I think I agree with them. So smart screen, screen stays on when phone detects your face. So just like the Galaxy, all the Galaxy devices, you're staring at it, front-facing camera picks up on your eyes, again, depending on the lighting situation, your environment, and the screen will not time out. And of course, smart video. So if you're watching a video, someone says something to you, turn your head, the phone picks up that your eyes are no longer looking at the display, it pauses the video for you. Again, a really useful feature when it works and the settings or the environment is perfect. Notification LED, you can turn that on or off. Of course, change the different aspect ratio of certain downloaded applications. And I don't know why it backed us out of there. So that was, we were in display there. So that's all of display. Let's go ahead and move on to last, which is general. So we've got some different gestures we can play with as well. Screen on and off, that's basically double tap that, turns off, and tap to knock, and then it basically turns the screen on for you so you can unlock it. Answer incoming calls, fade out ringtone, silence incoming calls, snooze or turn off the alarm, pause video, to flip the phone. A lot of this requires you flipping your phone around and so on and so forth, and putting your beautiful display face down on a table or some sort of hard surface. Unless you don't have a screen protector, that may not be the greatest idea. Move home screen items, so you can do this, tap that, press on an icon, and then you tilt the phone, and that'll change the home screens. Again, that's kind of taken from the Galaxy devices earlier. Backing out of there, we've got one-handed operation. Again, just like the Note 3. If your hand's a little bit too small, 5.2 inches I think is still small enough where I don't necessarily need the one-handed operation, but if you wanted to, you can go ahead and change things. Like the dial keypad as an example will give you that. So as you can see, it'll be moved to the left side, or I can alternatively put it on the right side so it's easier for me to make phone calls, which, I think is a great idea. Especially for that one, I think it would just be great to have it on the right side. So I think I'm going to actually leave that one enabled, to be completely honest with you. You can do the same thing with the keyboard and so on. Storage. So this has, I think, 2 user-downloaded applications, Geekbench 3 and Epic Citadel. Out of that, this is the 32 gigabyte version. We have 22.84 gigabytes free. So there's that. Battery, jump into there. I haven't really been using this device a whole lot lately because I still have the Note 3 that I need to make videos on. So I'm having a really hard time flopping between the two devices. Battery percentage, so we can turn that on or off. I like that LG took that from Samsung and decided to include that. That's something that they should have included years ago when they first came out with Android. Battery savers, you can change the percentage of, I guess, is battery percentage? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so we can change the battery percentage of when all these things start getting disabled and so on. To save you battery, 30% I think is actually a little bit high. I probably wouldn't need a battery saver until I'm at about, well, I wish it was 10 or 15%, but we'll choose 10%. So back out of there. Of course, they've got battery saving tips, but there's a lot of videos on YouTube you can watch for that are probably better. Applications manager. Jump into there. That's what this looks like. So 1.2 gigabytes used, 23 free. Running, we're going to be taking a look at how much RAM is free based on all of these applications and services that are currently running. So 844 megabytes used with pretty much 1 gig free. Not bad, though it's no Galaxy Note 3, is it? Slide aside, save running apps aside, and bring them back to the display. So with 3 fingers, I believe it was, We can go ahead, move that. And if I wanted to, I can go ahead and bring that screen back again. And you can do that for several applications. I don't know how many particularly. I haven't really tested it out, but you pull down your notification tray and you'll be able to see that there. And I can go ahead and click on it, and that'll bring back this settings menu or the last previous screen you were on, which is a really cool feature. I think that's really, really neat. Accounts and sync, and of course we've got cloud storage services with Dropbox. Like all devices, you know, Dropbox pretty much owns the market there. Guest mode, really, really great idea. So maybe, you know, you can set this up for yourself, and your friend's like, oh wow, sweet device, dude, but you know, like my brother-in-law, most specifically, this would be perfect for. He loves stealing people's phones and taking pictures of him making the most ridiculous faces, and then he saves it as a wallpaper in their lock screen wallpaper, and that's really annoying. Plus, I don't just like people going through the different types of applications and so on and so forth, so I'd like to dumb it down. Give them a guest mode. They can go in there, I can quickly tap and enable it, gives them guest mode, gives them just a couple of applications to play with, and they can't screw around with anything, and if they do happen to change the wallpaper, no big deal, go back to your main account here on the phone, which really, really cool idea, I think. Location access, security, language and input. Let's see what kind of languages it comes with right out the bat. Right out the bat, downloaded-wise, language packs that are downloaded onto the phone, far more than what's on the Note 3. I mean, look at this. These are all the languages available for the LG G2. So, you know, definitely my hat goes off to them for taking into consideration it isn't just English people that are going to be living in North America, you know, that want to use these devices. It's going to be other people from other countries that live in North America that are going to want their own native language. And, you know, I think it's great that's LG. And that's just something really mundane for me to be picking apart, but it is what it is. Backup and reset, date and time, accessibility, PC connection. Select USB connection method, charge phone, media sync, tethering, LG software, and send images. Lots of options there, actually. Ask upon connecting, PC suite, so allow Wi-Fi connection to transfer music and images between computer and phone. On-screen phone, so basically you can allow Wi-Fi connection, reading out the description for you guys, to view and control your phone screens using your computer, which is kind of cool. That's a feature that I would probably never use. One thing I do like about these LG phones these days, though, is that unlike Samsung, they actually minimize the amount of features that you're not going to use. There's no point in spending all this research and development money on software that no one's going to use. Sure, the Samsung Galaxy devices have a lot of cool bells and whistles, but realistically speaking, how many out of those, what's the percentage out of all those bells and whistles that they include do you actually use? Maybe 5%, maybe even less? So, I mean, I'm just saying, guys, just saying. And of course, we'll jump into phone, and unfortunately, though I'm not hating on them for this, moving into software information, we're only running Android 4.2.2. I really think they could have brought it up to 4.3. Though that said, you know, maybe LG took a little more time developing this to be that much more stable on Android 4.2.2, whereas Samsung, they usually like to have the latest version of Android on their phones and kind of rush it. And there's usually some instabilities within the first couple of updates that Samsung releases for a brand new, newly launched phone. Anyways, guys, that's all of it. That's everything, guys. I hope that this video helped you guys decide whether this has got some features that you're really interested in, some sort of deal makers or deal breakers for you guys. That's the whole point of these videos, and kind of show you guys the different customizable options and settings for this particular device. And it's an impressive device, guys, and I have to admit, it is really a nice device. Anyways, that's it for now, though, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you appreciate the video, please click that likes button down below. It always goes a very long way. Shows me which videos you do like and which ones you don't like. And if you're new to the channel, hey, maybe you want to subscribe for more videos like this one in the future. And you can always stay up to date on all things of smoking Android by following me on Twitter and Google+. Those links, believe it or not, are in the description below. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching as always, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.